All right, guys, and we're back. I know that was a quick little intermission right there. Steve had to get up and get the new beers. For those of us that just joined, what beer are you drinking? Well, let me tell you what beer we were drinking.
Oh, yeah.
The beer we were just drinking is from a brewery in North Carolina that I picked up while I was on vacation in Alabama because I haven't seen it around here anywhere. It is a beer that I have wanted to try for a very long time, but never had the opportunity, and it is Peanut Butter Jelly Time. And I can't get enough of this song. I'm going to play it every opportunity that I get.
I forgot about this song. We used to jam to this song all the time. We used to cruise down the street. It must be smoke.
So that is the beer we were drinking. We were drinking Catawba Brewing Company Peanut Butter Jelly Time Brown Ale, and it was fantastic.
Okay. Welcome to Brothers Beer Podcast, episode 41. This is beer number 2.
You can cut that whole section out right there.
No, I'm going to leave it in. But
this is beer number 2. These are all beers I picked up down in Alabama, by the way.
It's like my new favorite rapper.
Oh, my God.
Lil Smack.
This is Chandeleur Brewing Company Lil Smack IPA. Yes, we're about to do a little smack. Drink a little smack.
Drink a little smack.
So Lil Smack is an IPA. It comes in at 6.5% ABV, 69 IBUs. This hop-forward IPA is just enough malt to offer... Let's try that again. Just enough malt to offer the brew some balance while still keeping the hops as the primary focus. A hefty portion of crystal malt lends a slight sweetness to the taste. Almost entirely late hopped. We want to acclimate this delicate, fruity, piney...
Oh, no. Simcoe.
And tropical aromas and flavors of the American hops we use throughout the brew process. We went heavy on the hops while still keeping the bitterness in check. You'll find our Mississippi Coast Chandeleur Island charter fishing boats from Biloxi and Gulfport anchored for the weekend in Little Smack Channel.
Nice. I was wondering what the fish was doing on the front of this can, and then I read the back of the can, and it says right here, drink, what's that word say right above beer?
Chandeleur.
Drink Chandeleur beer.
Catch more fish.
Catch more fish.
I like it. Eat, drink, fish. It feels good to buy local. Enjoy ice cold. So the last beer we had said to enjoy around 40 to 45 degrees, which I think that's about what it was, if I'm being honest.
Do you guys remember, though, remember they said by noon your peanut butter and jelly sandwich was a mishmash of flavors or whatever it had melted.
It really was because it was.
And the bread was all soggy on one side. It was still nice and fresh on the other side, but on one side it was all purple.
Whichever side was laying down.
And then do you remember they came out with that peanut butter that had the jelly in it?
It was a terrible idea.
Who would want? You just had to mix that whole thing up.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Absolutely terrible idea. What? You talk smack and drink it also? I don't talk smack. I don't know what you're talking about, Father. Cheese.
Pizza.
Cheese. What is all over this can?
I don't know, but I got a nice head.
I got too much head. Didn't think I'd ever say that.
What do you mean it's all over this can? You brought them.
I don't know. I got some black shit on my can. Not really sure where it came from.
I like
immediately
the fish.
I smell tropical.
I like to fish and I like to drink beer. But I don't like Simcoe.
I like to drink beer. I like Simcoe.
I don't.
Do you really like to fish? You just act like it.
I like to go fishing.
Oh. That smells really good.
Simcoe-y.
I don't smell that much pine. I really don't.
What do you mean?
I smell tropical more than I do pine.
Oh, no.
You must be like one of those people that can't eat cilantro because it tastes like soap. But with you, it's like if there's pine in it, that's all you can smell and taste.
I don't think cilantro tastes like soap, but I do think it overpowers whatever it's in.
You're crazy.
Cilantro will take over.
Only if you don't know how to do it. John Wallace says we have a local Longboat Brewing Company Bobber Lager. It says on the can it helps to catch more fish. Longboat is probably one of the hottest breweries in Missouri.
Nice.
Might have to have you send me some.
We need to go to Missouri.
Or we can come to Missouri.
Oh, we got to go to St. Louis anyways. What were we talking about St. Louis the other day for?
I don't know.
Oh, no, that's where that bartender grew up, St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, the bartender at the Star City Brewing Company.
Yeah, we don't.
If you talk about how cold it is, maybe it would be a good idea to have a thermometer in the can. Let's see. 39.5. You know how hard it was, Dad. You know how hard it would be to put a thermometer in the can?
In each can?
That would be very difficult.
It'd be difficult, but
Let's give this beer a taste.
it might be a $10 beer then.
All right, so I can taste the Simcoe hops.
And some rust.
But rust.
Tastes like... oh.
Oh, log boat. My bad. Log boat, not longboat. Log boat. You typed it right. I read it wrong. Ugh. Oh, man.
Simcoe and rust.
I'll be home Memorial Day weekend. Remind me I'll bring a mixed six-pack. Hell yeah, man. I will definitely do that. I won't be here Memorial Day weekend. You'll have to leave it with somebody, but... Rust. The hop flavor is definitely pronounced. I get a lot of Simcoe. I get a lot of maybe Mosaic.
No,
I think it's Mosaic. Very, very citrus, very tropical. Yeah. Steve's beer face is great. You guys remember the Keystone Light commercials from back in the day? Bitter beer face. Does everybody remember those? That's what I envisioned, or that's what I saw in my head the first time I ever watched Steve drink an IPA. He had bitter beer face like no other, and it was beautiful. Steve's faces are the reason we now put this on video.
I would rather have the chocolate pretzel back.
Oh, this is way better.
Oh, no,
This is a good beer, man.
I'm not happy. All right, let's just go on to the topics.
I'm gonna need you to get your head out of your ass.
No, I'm fucking who puts this kind of shit in a can and sells it to people?
Smart people. That's a tasty beer. While we're on the topic of something you're going to bitch about, we might as well just keep going, right?
I tried to give it another chance. I'm trying to figure out what that is, because the Simcoe is there. It hits you right away, but there's something else in there that's way worse than Simcoe.
There's nothing in there that tastes like rust.
Tastes like I licked like a fucking rusty hammer.
How many times have you licked a rusty hammer to know what that tastes like?
You've never done that?
No, I can't say I've ever licked a rusty hammer. Is that some kind of weird sex fetish I don't know about that you're into?
We're trying to turn segment 2 into kind of like complaints. Like, how was your week, Kenny? How was your week, Steve? Well, I drive a truck for a living, Kenny, so my week fucking sucked because you four-wheelers don't know what the fuck you're doing in life.
I've come to find out that most 18-wheelers don't have any idea what the hell they're doing.
And I'm going to agree with that, too, because I don't know where are they getting their CDLs? In the Cracker Jack box? That's the old... No?
That was lame.
Do you remember back in high school before I got in high school, they stopped doing it right before I made it to high school, which I dropped out of high school. So
Simcoe's a type of hop, John.
I wouldn't have made it there anyways.
Anytime you taste
Pine.
Anytime you taste pine in
Christmas
a beer,
tree. Anytime you taste Christmas trees in your
it's
beer.
usually got Simcoe in it.
Simcoe. They used to teach driver's ed in high school. It was a class you took in high school. I want them to bring that shit back.
It was the same way for me when I was in high school.
But before I got to it, it was gone.
Really?
Yeah. So they still did it in Arcanum.
They did it in Arcanum. They do it in smaller schools. They didn't do it in Carlisle.
They quit doing it in Dayton Public Schools by the time I got to Meadowdale.
Did people have to pay for it?
I don't know if you had to pay for it or not.
Okay, because we had to pay for it in Arcanum, but it was only $50.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not as expensive as it is. Because now I think what people are doing is they're just waiting until they're fucking 21 and going and getting their license anyway.
You only have to wait till you're 18.
You don't
have to wait till you're 21.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's what they're doing because nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, and all I'm talking about, but the basics, is just merging on the fucking highway, and I'm not even talking about on our on ramp.
Yeah, Mr. Woodman.
Huh?
John Wallace. He went to Arcanum.
Oh,
he remembers the teacher's name. It was Mr. Woodman. Mr. Woodman did all the driver's ed shit.
So I'm in my semi, and it's other semi drivers too. I'm not saying nobody knows what the hell they're doing. Okay, do you know if there's construction in a road coming up ahead, the right lane ends up ahead? Do you know how to handle that?
Yeah, you merge.
Yeah, but it has a name. It's a zipper merge.
Okay, sure. I didn't know it was called a zipper merge, but
if you're in that,
if the left lane's not closed and the right lane is closed, it's not really a zipper because only one lane's moving, right?
No,
A zipper kind of does this number.
well, the lane that's merging into the other lane, those two lanes are supposed to come together like a merger. Now, the reason that we have fucking clogs is not just the people in the right lane that merge to the left. It's also the people in the left lane
They don't want to let anybody
that think
over.
they need to be right in the guy in front of them's ass.
Yeah.
If you leave a car and a half length or so ahead of you and let one guy in, if everybody just let one guy in, we would all be home for dinner. But nobody wants to let anybody in, okay? But I'm not even talking about that. That's just it's a simple merger move. You just fucking let one guy in and you keep going. It's supposed to that's the fucking law. That's the rules. That's what's supposed to fucking happen.
I don't think it's actually a law.
It is a law.
I don't think it's a law that you have to let one guy in.
Okay, you can let more.
I don't think it's a law that you have to let anybody in.
If you don't let somebody in, you deserve to be taken out of your fucking vehicle and drug into the woods beside the highway and beat a little bit.
Sheila said she took driver's ed at Meadowdale.
I'm older than you. No, you didn't.
Maybe they brought it back after you. Maybe they were like, that's Steve rolling motherfuckers coming in here. We can get rid of this shit
Wait a second,
for a couple
Sheila.
years.
What year? Oh, I dropped out way before you got to Meadowdale. I don't know. Anyways, okay, I had something I wanted to talk about, though. Not that. I don't know.
Oh. Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Well, how was your week? I'm fired up, man.
My week was pretty boring.
I just don't understand. I don't understand how people drive.
I deal with the same shit every day on my way to work and from work, but I don't do it on the interstate. My problem is people in the mornings not paying attention to what they're doing, or driving down the road with their phone in their hand, staring at it the entire time, or like I think it was yesterday morning on the way to work, I had to get held up behind an accident on the one fucking road in Carlisle because some jackass was texting and rear-ended the person in front of him. It's just, yeah, I get it. It's shit like that it's stupid.
Speaking of that, today, man, twice, two different occasions. One occasion, I come up to a red light. There's a group of people coming off of the interstate onto the road that I'm on. Right? There's a truck, and then there's a semi, and then a guy behind the semi, and then people behind him. The semi goes.
Okay.
And the guy in the truck behind the semi is just sitting there. And I'm kind of looking over at him and shit, and the people behind him start honking at him and shit, and then he looks up from his phone, and he's like, oh, shit, and he starts to go, and then the light turns red on them all, and then they all have to fucking stop, and then I go. And I'm like, what a fucking dickhead. You're all sitting on your phone at a fucking exit ramp. Get off your fucking phone, people.
I see that shit a lot.
These things right here, I'm on my phone while we're on our podcast.
You're on your phone all the time.
That's not true. Okay, but I want to talk. I want to bring up something. Okay, and this is just, I think it's like a talking point. Like I just had a couple questions asked. Like,
all right, shoot.
I was listening to this conversation the other day when I was at one of my customer stops. There's a guy there who has been there about 10 years. Okay. I've been going to this stop for 2 years now, so I see the same guy every day.
Gotcha.
Well, he's got another job. He just got a new job, and he's going to be leaving. And what?
Dad says, are you making fun of me because I asked you how your week went?
No.
I could see where he could get that, though.
Right?
Because he asked us both how our week went earlier.
No.
Dad.
No,
that's funny, though.
Yeah, but it's an actual question people ask each other.
Right. Anyway.
Sorry, that was a coincidence. A quink-a-dink. But, okay, so this conversation, the guy's leaving, and I say to this guy, I say, I'm really happy for you, man. You know, I say, I'm going to miss you, dude, but I know you'll be in a better place. Kind of like if you died. Like, I would miss you,
right?
But you'd be in a better place. Well, the thing that I thought that was a funny joke, dude. I had to write that down. I just made that joke. But anyways, the other guy that was standing there in this conversation with us didn't know that he was leaving yet. And
shit.
This guy had been there working there 35 years. And he just listened to him saying he's got another job and he'll be leaving. And just the look on his face was like almost like a look of just like cold. And he didn't say a word. He just turned around and he walked away. And I'm like, what's up with that guy? He's like, oh, I don't know, man. Me and him been friends for 10 years now. And I didn't tell him I was leaving. But this is what it made me start thinking. Like, if you've been in a company for 35 years, do you know how many people you've seen come and go?
Oh, tons.
Tons of people come.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, did you ever see the movie Highlander?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You're immortal.
Which one? There were
the first one.
37 of them.
The one with Sean Connery.
Oh, He was in like 37 of them.
Okay. But you're an immortal, right? And so you have to live, people live their lives, and you have to watch these people grow old and die, and you're still there. That's what it's like to be the senior guy at a company.
Yeah. So the guy that just turned around and walked away was the one that had been there for 35 years. Yeah, he's the senior guy, yeah. So he just sees it every day.
He's just like, fuck.
Another one bites the dust.
So I just thought that was an interesting conversation to have. Like, how many people are in and out of your lives? And you know, I told this guy, I'm going to miss you. Be kind of like you're dead, because I'll never see him again.
Right.
His life's going to go on, but I won't know. It's like he's dead to me.
You're dead to me. Damn.
No, I mean, honestly.
That's how you should have answered it.
Oh, you're dead to me.
Man, I wish you the best of luck, but you're fucking dead to me.
He said, but what he said to me was even funnier. He goes, how the hell do you know when I die I'll be in a better place?
Dad says you're only in a better place if you're still breathing. You have to be explained.
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather be alive. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, I guess that depends on what you're going through, though, right?
No matter what, life I think is better than what's on the other side.
A life of pure agony, where you wake up every day and
well, that's true.
Wish you were dead because you hurt so bad.
Yeah, I know people in that situation. Anyways,
so they say.
How was your week?
Honestly, man, Jen probably hates it when I come home and she's like, "So how was your day?" And I'm like, "Yep."
Oh well, you do sit in the office of Brad all day.
I mean, my work life is extremely boring.
Yeah, but you got to hear conversations, man.
I do, but I try and tone most of it out because, you know, people are stupid.
Well, I heard another thing that I thought was pretty interesting that's scaring the shit out of me. I was listening to a radio show, and there was a comedian that was on the radio show, and he said his brother is a mathematical whiz kid or whatever.
It's kind of like me.
Kind of like you.
Okay.
And his company that his brother works at is actually right now they are 3D mapping New York City.
I've heard about all this.
To get it ready for the automated cars. They are coming.
I can't wait. I'm kidding. I want nothing to do with automated cars.
I wonder how Americans are going to deal with that, because as good as it sounds where you'll be able to read your paper and put your makeup on and shit on your way to work, also, don't we love our cars?
We absolutely do. And I think when they do come about, it's going to be one of those things where you have an option.
I'll tell you one thing. Those zipper fucking mergers are going to be smooth.
But, you know, a lot of people don't know this. New cars now, they're becoming cyber secure. So, like, the components that we make for vehicles at the company that I work for, one of the components is part of your ABS system, and it's got electronic PCB on it. We have to get the security key from the manufacturer of the vehicle before we can do testing on our own part.
Wasn't there a problem with that shit when all that stuff first started? Those cars were being hacked.
Yeah, the cars were being hacked, and it's just getting more and more prominent now that people are getting their cars hacked. Because what a lot of people don't understand about you got your fancy new car that you don't even put a key in. You just have your key in your pocket. You get in the car and you press a button. All that's electronic, and it's all ran by a computer. And if people... all they need is an in, and now all these cars have Wi-Fi.
They're all Wi-Fi
and now. Bluetooth and this and that. All they need is an in, and once they get into that computer, they can unlock your doors, start your car, turn off the security system, put it on whatever radio station they want, and drive away with it.
And
as long as they can get in.
And once it's fucking automated, they can take it without even...
And that's what I was getting ready to say. They're starting the cybersecurity stuff now, and they're trying to improve it, because once automated cars become a thing... how do you think they're going to do terrorist attacks?
So you're going to try to go, well, not even just that, you're going to try to go to work one morning and you're going to be like, I got fucking hacked.
Well, I'm not so much worried about that. I mean, that's just, okay, your car's gone, whatever.
Well, I'm worried about it.
Well, yeah, that sucks, but I'm thinking...
you're like, what, your Facebook got hacked? No, my car.
Okay, that's why you have fucking insurance. I'm talking about there's 100,000 robot cars on fucking in Manhattan, and all of a sudden they just start driving into the sidewalks and into the storefronts and just doing their own thing because some either Ahmad
in the cave
hacked them. Doesn't matter what the government tells you, that's not what happens. Or little Johnny, who's pissed off at his mom for taking away his Xbox.
That's who did it.
And forgot about his computer in his basement, is in there just having a good old time thinking he's playing fucking Grand Theft Auto 5 or 15 or 27 or whatever it might be at that point.
Aren't we coming up on the year that it was during the Jetsons cartoon?
Honestly, I don't know.
I wonder what year that was. If anybody knows what year that is, let me know, because I think we're coming up on that. And we don't have, the only thing we have from the
Yes,
Jetsons.
John.
We have microwaves. They had microwaves in the Jetsons. We didn't
had
have those
microwaves.
yet. They had, where you could see your wife. He could see his wife on the TV screen. He could talk to her like that.
Yeah.
We got that now.
FaceTime or whatever. Christy makes a good point, too. I didn't even think about this. We didn't mention it. Solar flares and EMPs.
Oh, yeah. We're all going to be driving in our fucking cars reading the newspaper, and a solar flare is going to interrupt the whole Wi-Fi connection.
Right.
And then we're all going to wreck and die.
Or they're going to attack us with EMPs.
I told you what I wanted to happen, and it's very bad.
It is very bad. Ladies and gentlemen,
Can I
for those
say
of you
this?
that don't know, you've not been paying attention to our podcast at all. Steve is a truck driver. He is scared to death he's going to lose his job to a robot.
Yeah. Well, my hope is that one of these semis crash into a school bus. I can't even finish it.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are not the opinions of Brothers in Beer podcast. These are solely the opinions of Steve.
But that's the only way that I'm going to be able to keep my job, is if one of those fucking big semis like hurts some people. Maybe it's
Since he wasn't willing to say it, I'll go ahead and tell you exactly what he said. I hope one of these auto-driving fucking semi-trucks hits a school bus full of kids and kills them all. I know that's a terrible thing to say, and I hate it. But maybe I'll get to keep my job for 20 more years.
a little collateral damage for me to keep my job. That's all I said. That's all I'm saying.
Once again, just a little disclaimer. This is not the thoughts and opinions of the Brothers in Beer podcast. Just the thoughts and opinions of Steve rolling by himself.
We need to finish this beer.
Dad says, really? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Son?
Okay, I have one more thing to bitch about. Look, it's self-preservation here, right?
Hey, man, I get it. I
I
do.
mean, I could go back to school and learn a new trade, but I'm almost 50.
I mean, you could have picked a prison bus full of rapists and murderers.
But nobody would care.
People would still care. Well, dude, never mind.
That might not even make the news, Kenny.
There's an entire political party that would be all over that.
Okay.
Prisoner lives matter.
Oh. All right, I got one more thing to bitch about, and I'll get out of this. I got so much stuff that I write down stuff. That's all I do. I write down stuff that bothers me all day long. And it's just...
And text it to yourself.
I text it to myself. I have a contact in there called me.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's sitting there looking at his phone at a group of texts. He has scrolled through this list of texts up and down, like 495 texts, and I look at the top and it says, me.
Me. This is what I send to myself all the time. All right. I've been getting into these, I love comments. I've said that a lot on this podcast.
Wormholes.
I Facebook comments. I just deep dive into comments. And I'll even no, it doesn't have to be political. It could be funny stuff, whatever.
I do the same thing. I'm the guy that goes in and I post the meme of Michael Jackson sitting there eating popcorn.
That's me.
Says, I'm just here for the comments.
I love it. I read them all. And I've noticed a change here within the last year or so, maybe 2 years, but I think it's been mostly in the last year, of something with guys. Guys are starting to say something. Like, if there's something that's really, really funny, guys are now saying, I laughed so hard I peed a little.
I think I just peed a little.
I just peed a little. And it's fucking pissing me off. Guys don't say that. We don't laugh so hard we fucking pee. You might throw up. Your stomach hurts or something. Guys don't laugh till they pee.
Men in the chat, have you ever said the words, I laughed so hard I almost peed?
No man has said that.
Question 2, have you ever actually laughed so hard that you peed? This is just for the guys. The women, I'm sorry, you don't count. We all know that you have said that you laughed so hard you almost peed, and you've probably peed.
I grew up listening. My mom said that because, I laughed so hard I peed a little. You know, women say that. Guys don't fucking say that. And then you just asked me, what if you did pee a little or whatever? And I said, there's another rule for that. You just don't tell nobody. What?
Pat says you're not old enough yet.
Dude, you pee yourself just trying to go to the bathroom.
John says no, sir, and no, sir.
Men don't say that shit.
Which he's right around my age, so that makes sense. Yeah, my comment to you was, are there any extenuating circumstances that could allow you to actually pee a little when you laugh? Like, what if you like you were on your way to the back, you just smashed like 12 pack of beers, you haven't peed yet, you haven't busted that seal, and you are just about to piss yourself by even moving, let alone laughing, and somebody busts the funniest joke you've ever heard in your life.
And you pee a little. The rule is you just don't tell nobody. You don't say I peed a little. You're a fucking man. What's wrong? We're losing men in this country. When a guy says, I laughed so hard at that, I peed myself, I will punch you in the dick.
God, I can't wait till the next time we're in public and you make me laugh. I am so saying it.
I'm going to punch you in the dick.
You ain't got it in ya.
I got the balls. That's Pat.
Dad says he don't even have to laugh.
I didn't know that the Penn's crew was in here tonight.
Oh, shit. So apparently there is an age.
Where you
There's
just
an
pee.
age where
you just pee.
But the question is,
But you don't tell
people. Like,
Right.
you don't say, I laughed so hard I about peed my pants.
When me and Kenny were talking about this, Dad, I actually brought you up. I said, could you imagine Dad and his buddies at the bar having drinks and shit, and telling jokes, and one of his buddies is laughing, and he goes, Mike, oh, I'm sorry, Mickey, that's so funny, man, I just peed a little. Dad would probably whoop his ass. You ain't... You didn't pee a little here, motherfucker. Right?
It's a prostate thing.
Okay, Dad, look.
That was Pat.
Pat
said it's a prostate thing.
I'm naming this podcast Jurassic Park.
I'm naming the podcast It's a Prostate Thing.
It's a prostate thing. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, man.
All right, let's kill this beer.
Oh, I'm done with that beer. So, guys, we're going to move on to the next beer. Remember, don't go away when you see the logo.